welcome along and welcome back to Spruce Mountain Farm. Today we're going to be loading up as much of our silage as we can, getting that sold, and hopefully at some point in that be able to buy the BGA to start loading it up here as well. So I'm going to position myself here because we want to put in a ramp and get it so that we can easily load up. Now, I've downloaded a few options for ramps, which are sitting under tools. We've got this option here, which is not bad. A little bit much, I think. We've got this one here, which is really long, and I think a bit much. This one, that one, actually, I think that would be quite good. And if we put it about here-ish, so I think if we move our truck out of the way and put it about there, that should work pretty well. So let's get out of here. We'll back the truck off. And yeah, like most equipment at the moment, it seems to go into reverse really weirdly, just into first gear in reverse, which is a little bit annoying. So we're going to try this ramp. It's only 1,000. Should be pretty perfect for what we want to do. And I'm going to line it up with the end of this bit here. So there we go. And then this can just pull up the side like this. And the beauty of doing this way is we can now go and get our little tractor with the big bucket and load up silage that way. Usually this would be a job for the end of the year. But as we need to have these uncovered before then and cleared, and I want to have the BGA in place before we do this year's, it makes more sense to do it now. We are doing it at a time when we have the minimum amount for the silage pretty much. So we are going to lose some money doing it this way, but not horribly so. It's not a massive drop. And also, as I said, it's going to allow us to get properly prepared for this year. I love this bucket. This bucket is ridiculously big on this tractor. Works for silage fairly well. Doesn't work for other things that well. And yeah, just brings us up on this ramp a little bit here. And it's enough for us to be able to tip this into the top. Now, this holds 3,000 litres a go, this bucket. I think it's going to take us about 20 goes in order to get this filled. So, going to take a little while. So, let's get this filled up, and then we'll come back and we'll go and sell it. We're about a quarter of the way through this at this point, and we're looking fairly good. We've got a nice full trailer so far. I'm going to move the truck forward a little bit. We have a look. Yeah, you can see we're about a quarter full. In fact, no, we're further than that. We are 2/3 full. Or we are third full, sorry. So I'm going to move this forward a little bit. Start filling up the middle of the trailer. And that's not bad. That is after 6 buckets full. So we're looking at about 18 in total instead of 20, which is good news. And it's working its way through this fairly well. Can we tell how much we've got in here? Yeah, we've got 428,000 litres in this silo. So there's quite a lot of silage we have to sell. And to have that little amount so far mean that we are filled this much bodes quite well overall. Hopefully we can get enough money in to build the BGA and then still have plenty of silage left over that we can then go and put into it and start producing some more stuff. And if we can get this all done today and get ourselves to the point of buying the BGA today, that would be fantastic, because what we're looking to do then is probably start skipping ahead a little bit. We do have the weeds to get rid of. We do have the fertilizer, the nitrogen to put on our fields. And if we can get those two things done, we are good until harvest time. Just 1 or 2 more buckets left to go. Let's get in here, grab this off the top and bring it round. I'm quite pleased with this. We've not done too bad. It's taken us about 3 hours to get this all loaded up. So could have been worse. It is a little bit time consuming, and I'm very much considering having a conveyor on the farm as well, so that we can get on with other stuff while this is going. I'd like to get this all sorted and make the money we need to make in order to get the BGA first. That might be a little bit of work, seeing as I think we're only going to get about 20,000 from this trailer full. So we'll have to see how that goes. If that's the case, we're going to have another... Oh, we're going to have another 5 trailers worth to do, which is going to be several days' work. So it's going to be a case of trying to sell this over time and keep going. Today, very much though, I think is going to be mostly getting as many of these trailers delivered as possible. Yeah, there we go. That has topped that off. We'll park this here and jump into our truck. We are, yeah, 65,270 litres in total. And we're going to go and head down to the animal dealer and get this sold. The alternative to get this done quicker would be to take it from our fermenting silo. But I kind of want to use that as the cow feed, and then the rest of this be the stuff that we sell. So we'll see how we go. I'd like to get as much done today as I can, though. So let's hop to it. As I was loading up the silage, there was a great demand that came up down here at the animal market, but I can't see what it was for. I don't think it was for silage. Silage price doesn't seem to have increased. This, of course, is the only place that we can sell this that actually takes the silage loose, other than the BGA. The Central Exports, which has the best price at the moment, only takes silage bales, and while I could get a static baler and bale all this up, I don't see a huge point in that. We'd be spending a whole load of money to make a very little bit extra. We are up by 18,488 plus so 19,000 that made for all that work. We are up to 39,000 now, though. So, yeah, we've got a long way to go before we've got the money together that we need in order to go and get ourselves the BGA, unfortunately. So now that we're back up at the farm, it's time to go for round 2. Let's bring this around and try and get a little bit closer to the ramp this time. We should be able to. The whole idea of where I've positioned this ramp is so that we can get close to it. And yeah, there we go. Nice and close. That'll be much easier to load that up. We'll put that about there. And this time we're going to turn the truck off. We don't really want to leave the truck there adding to its hours if we can avoid it. Because, of course, it's leased. And that means that we'll have a whole load of extra cost if we leave that there running while we're loading it up. And back in with our big bucket. And another 18 loads to go. About half full again. And we're coming up to half past. Well, coming up to just over an hour's worth on here. Let's get that all unloaded and in. And we're then going to move the truck forward a little bit, just to give us a bit more space. Yeah, 53% full off 9 buckets. So 18, just under 18 buckets in total. We're going to fill the back section up now. And doing it in 2 sections actually seems to be the better way of doing it. Seems to speed things up a little bit. I'm not mucking around with moving the truck about quite so much. And we'll be finished here in about another hour, so about 1:30, hopefully, maybe 2 o'clock. While I did end up having to move the truck as the piles were getting a little bit big at the ends. We are almost there. I think this is about my 7th or 8th load of the back. So we're looking at about 16th or 17th load here. So this will fill up any moment. Yeah, I think we've got one more load to get on here. And that will do us really nicely. There, I have been looking at alternatives to speed things up here a little bit. We are at 2 o'clock, so yeah, it's taken us 2.5 hours to fill this again. And as a result, we could kind of do with this being a bit quicker. I think ultimately there are 2 options going forward for this. And I want you guys let me know in the comments what you think would be the better way to go. We could either get a wheel loader with a 10,000 litre bucket and do this in sort of 6.5 loads, or we could get a conveyor belt and just sit the lorry and the trailer there to load things up. I'm of 2 minds about both of them. I think going forward with the BGA, it would be really useful to have a massive bucket that we could then just go and load up and not actually worry about having this truck and trailer anymore. Just take 10,000 litres of silage straight to the BGA and load it up with the wheel loader, which of course will need the reach of a wheel loader in order to get it into the BGA. Alternatively, if we ever want to keep doing this and hauling with this truck, we've got that. I think this truck itself is probably fairly useful to us in the long run, but whether this silage boss trailer is and whether we return that once we've done this, I'm not sure. I don't think our little tractor is going to be able to load up the BGA is the only thing. Backing up our silage trailer into the sell point, we're expecting about another 19,000 off this. So take us up to about 58,000. I love the speed with which this unloads. There we go, 58,930 pound in total. And I think we can get one more load done today, which should get us just shy of 80,000 overall. So we're back up at the farm and it's 3:30 at the moment. So another 2.5 hours to 3 hours is going to be coming very close to, well, if not actually 6 p.m. So we're going to get one more load done today. I think the big lesson I've got from here is that we really need to find a quicker way of doing this. This 3,000 litre bucket is great, but we are going to take forever to sell all our silage if this is how we're going to do it. So yeah, I think either a conveyor or a wheel loader. I think long term the wheel loader is probably the way to go. Short term, a conveyor would mean that we can get on with other stuff while this is loading up. As I said, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Should we go wheel loader now and completely ignore the conveyor, or should we do the conveyor until we have enough money and then switch over to a wheel loader after that? Or do you think that we should just not do the wheel loader at all, do the conveyor and the truck and the trailer that we've got now, and try and load the BGA that way? Either way, I'm interested in what you think. So let me know down in the comments below. I am going to load up this one last load of this though, and then we'll get another load down to the BGA today. We should end up with about 80,000. We've still got lots of jobs to do on the farm, so we might not load up again next time and instead get rid of some weeds, I think. But now, though, we're going to go and fill up this last trailer. Last couple of bucketfuls to do, and it looks like my 6 p.m. estimate is around about right. We've done fairly well to get 3 of these out. Now it's about 260,000 litres left in the silage clamp, which is about 4.5 loads off this, which is actually perfect for the amount of money we need to buy the BGA. So what I want to do is get the rest of this clamp loaded up over the next couple of days. I think we might have another day of doing this kind of thing. Maybe just loading up first thing in the morning a clamp or a trailer full and selling it off, and that way by the time we're looking at needing to have things all turned around and start filling up this silage clamp with next year's crop, we should have the space to do it. I may also try and sell some out of our fermenting silo as well. Is that all going to go in there? I think that might all go in there. I think we've got one more bucket. Yeah, we've got one more bucket full to put in here. And then we'll be done for the day for that. And look at that. That is almost going to be exactly 6 o'clock for that. Oh, man. That is, yeah, 2.5 hours roughly per load with an hour round trip to sell it. Of course, if we get the BGA, that time will all be reduced dramatically because we'll suddenly be able to do short trips and generate the money that way. But that is another full trailer of silage. We'll leave this here for now and I'll come and clear it up in a bit. But at 6 p.m, we've got one more trailer to go and deliver. So for our final time today, up to the animal market. Turn ourselves around. Reverse this up. And in. Oh, wow. Let's drop the gear down a little bit. There we are. That's much quicker. A much more reasonable reversing speed. And before I go, I also want to go and check on the cost of a conveyor versus a wheel loader. So let's empty that out. See how much we get off this. We're expecting to be about 78,000 off this. There we go, 77,942. So, yeah, just under 20,000 off that. And the cost for a wheel loader in here, where are they? There they are. Would be about, well, if we get one of the big Volvo ones, because that would be fairly good. Although you could get a JCB or a New Holland one for not too much money. Or a case, actually. That case one would be fairly good. How does that compare? Wow, those Volvos have some really big power to them. But we could get the case one. That would cost us a whopping 3,315 with 650 per day. Not bad at all, actually. Quite happy with that. But what we got to also check is that we can put the buckets on the front of that, because I have a feeling that if we actually go into wheel loader tools, we've got an 8,000 litre silage fork, so that would work with everything. We've got, don't know what that, oh, that's a log fork, so yeah, that won't take anything. But I have a feeling all of these Volvo ones here, including the 10,000 litre one, will only go with the big Volvo wheel loader, and that, to lease that, is, oh, incredibly expensive. So, yeah, I don't think we could go with that. That would be a bit too much, but I think we could very easily go with this silage fork here for 8,000 litres, and leasing that would be fairly cheap. And then leasing a... Would our case work with it? Yes, the case would work with it. That would be a nice, cheap lease with this case as well, of only the 650. And yeah, that would probably be the way to go on that. So looking at about £1,000 a day to have that, and making way more than that using it. And then if we have a look quickly at the conveyor belts, if we were to get one that would actually pick up from the ground, so that might work. It doesn't tell me what products these will pick up, but I think that possibly could work from it, and that would cost me a lot less each day to do, but I don't know if it would actually pick up the silage. To get something that's guaranteed to pick up the silage, we're looking at the standard lizard one here. That would cost us £50 per day with a 255 starting cost, and then into one of these, which would lease at 380 today, per day with a 2,000 lease cost. So yeah, I think it's not a huge amount in it, to be honest. And we know we're going to need the wheel loader overall in the end anyway. But I'll leave it up to you guys. Let me know in the comments what you think. For now, though, I'm going to leave this here. So all that remains is for me to say
thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below. Follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.